Stop right where you are. Do not move your finger to scroll past this moment. I've orchestrated every second of your day, every heartbeat, and every breath to lead you to this exact point in time. This is not a coincidence, nor is it the result of a random algorithm. This is a divine decree, a summons from the throne of grace specifically for you, my chosen one. For too long, you have lived under the suffocating weight of perhaps later or not yet, and in that space of hesitation, the enemy has built a fortress of anxiety within you. Your delay has become the very soil where your fear has taken root and grown louder than my promise. But I am here now to tell you that the window of silence is closing. If you turn away from this message now, you're not just skipping a video. You're walking away from the very deliverance I've prepared for your breakthrough. I've seen you in the middle of the night staring at the ceiling, wondering if I have forgotten the path to your house. I have heard the silent screams of your soul when you feel misunderstood by everyone around you. You have carried the burden of being the strong one for so long that your own spirit is beginning to fray at the edges. But listen closely to my whisper, for it carries the authority of the heavens. The noise of your storm is about to be silenced by the power of my word. I am the creator of time, and I am telling you that your time of being overlooked and overwhelmed ends here. You were not chosen to be a victim of your circumstances. You were chosen to be a monument of my mercy. This moment is your divine appointment, a sacred rendezvous where your exhaustion meets my omnipotence. Do not treat this lightly, for the miracle you have been praying for is wrapped within the obedience of this very moment. The shadows that have been circling your mind, whispering that you are falling behind or that you are fundamentally broken, are lying to you. They grow loud only because they know their end is near. My voice is the only truth that matters, and right now I am commanding every spirit of heaviness to stand down. You are being built, not broken. You are being refined, not rejected. I have called you by name, and you are mine. This message is the lifeline you asked for when you felt you were sinking. I am the one who walks on the waves that you fear, and I am reaching out my hand to pull you into a season of unprecedented clarity. Your delay is over. The fear that has been screaming in your ear is about to become a distant memory, for I am speaking peace into the very core of your being. Pay attention, my child, for your destiny is calling, and it requires you to listen with your whole heart right now. My beloved, I want you to understand the gravity of this moment. This is not a mere suggestion. It is a spiritual contract between the Creator and the created. I ask you to commit your attention to me until the very last word of this message is spoken, for within this journey, I have hidden 5 specific treasures of transformation that will manifest in your life. First, I am reaching into the depths of your physical being to remove that crushing weight from your chest. You have carried the burdens of the world for far too long, and your body was never meant to be a warehouse for worry. As you remain in my presence, feel that tightness loosen, replaced by a divine rhythm of rest. Second, I am bringing a sovereign end to the chaos in your mind. The voices of doubt, the what-ifs, and the noise of the world are being muted. I am installing a supernatural stillness within you, a peace that surpasses all understanding, so that you may finally hear my whisper clearly above the roar of your circumstances. You have lived in the middle of a storm for too long, but I am the master of the winds, and I am commanding your mind to be still. Furthermore, as we progress together through this divine revelation, the stagnation that has held your life in a state of suspended animation is being broken. Every invisible barrier, every recurring delay, and every cycle of frustration is meeting its end right now. You have felt stuck, like you were running in place while the world moved on without you, but I am releasing a momentum that will propel you forward into your destiny. You will no longer be paralyzed by indecision or the fear of making the wrong move, for the fourth promise I give you is the gift of absolute clarity. By the end of this encounter, you will not just hope for a way, you will see the way. I am placing the map of your next season directly into your spirit, showing you exactly where to step and when to move. No more guesswork, no more wandering in the dark. Finally, I'm activating a permanent shield of 247 protection around you and your household. This is not a temporary relief, but a divine covering that stays with you when you sleep and when you wake. Every spiritual attack, every scheme formed in the shadows, and every frequency of fear that has sought to haunt your peace is being rebuked by my authority. Stay with me until the final seal is placed, for what I am doing in you this day is eternal and cannot be reversed by any power of man or darkness. I have stood beside you through the long shadowed hours where the world grew silent but your mind grew loud. I have seen the way you carry your head high in the light of day while your soul feels as though it is wading through deep, thick water. You have wondered if you were losing your mind or if you were simply not strong enough, but I am here to pull back the veil. What you are experiencing is not a flaw in your character, but a fierce resistance from the shadows because of the light you carry. I have counted the 20 signs that have been weighing on your spirit, and I want you to know that I saw them all. I saw the nights you laid awake staring at the walls, unable to find the rest I promised. I felt the sudden, unexplained tightness in your chest that arrived without warning. I watched as you felt a heavy, invisible weight upon your shoulders, as if you were carrying the sins of a generation. I witnessed the sudden bursts of anxiety that made your heart race for no reason, and that strange, lingering feeling of being watched or followed when you were completely alone. I was there when your most promising projects crumbled at the very last second, just as you were about to reach the finish line. I saw the brain fog that made your thoughts feel like they were trapped in a thick mist, stealing your creativity and your focus. I watched the irritability that rose within you toward those you love most, a frustration that didn't belong to you. I saw the loss of joy in the things that once made your heart sing, and the physical exhaustion that stayed with you even after a full night's sleep. I noticed the small, constant financial leaks, the unexpected bills and repairs that seemed designed to keep you in a state of lack. These are not accidents. They are the marks of a battle you were never meant to fight alone. Before I reveal the weapons to dismantle these attacks, I'm calling for a declaration of your faith. Type this now: Divine fire, cover me now. This is not just a comment. This is a seal upon your spirit. And as you do tap the like button, this is your act of agreement with the heavens. Agreement releases the momentum you have been missing. But the list does not end there, my precious one. I saw the vivid nightmares that tried to steal your peace before the sun rose. I felt your frustration with the glass ceiling that seemed to block your every move toward promotion. I heard the whispers of self-doubt that told you that you were a fraud, and I saw the crushing loneliness you felt even when surrounded by a crowd of people. I watched the strange glitches in your life, the missed calls, the lost emails, and the sudden brokenness of things around you. I saw the ghosts of your past traumas resurfacing, trying to convince you that you haven't changed at all. I felt the heaviness in the very air of your home, making it hard to breathe or find sanctuary. I saw that nagging feeling that you were forgetting something vital, a restlessness that kept you from being present. I witnessed the spiritual dryness that made your prayers feel like they were hitting a brass ceiling. And I saw the sudden, overwhelming urge to quit everything just moments before your breakthrough was scheduled to arrive. You are not failing. You are being targeted because you are a threat to the darkness. Stay close to me, for the tide is turning right now. My chosen one, listen to me with the ears of your spirit. The signs and the symptoms I have just described to you are not your identity. They are signals, not your name. Do not allow the whispers of the enemy to convince you that the heaviness you feel is who you are. You are not the anxious one, you are not the one who is always behind, and you are not the one who is broken. Those feelings were merely the friction created when my light in you collided with the darkness of this world. I'm the potter, and you are the clay, but the enemy has tried to mislabel my process as your punishment. I am reframing your vision right now. The pressure you have been under was not meant to crush you. It was meant to squeeze the greatness out of you. You are not being punished, you are being trained. The very things that tried to take you out are the things I am using to take you up. Your scars are not signs of weakness. They are your credentials of victory. I am handing you a weapon this day that the shadows cannot withstand. I am your light and your salvation. Whom shall you fear? I am the strength of your life. Of whom shall you be afraid? When the wicked, even your enemies and your foes, come upon you to eat up your flesh, they shall stumble and fall. Though an army should encamp against you, your heart shall not fear. Though war should rise against you, in this you will be confident. This is the frequency of heaven I am pulsing into your soul right now. I am your fortress and your high tower. You are not fighting for victory. You are fighting from a victory that has already been won at the foundations of the world. Every time the spirit of fear tries to rise, I want you to remember that I am the one who holds the keys to every door, and I have already declared that you are more than a conqueror through my love. Because you have stayed, because you are listening, I am now initiating a sequence of 7 rounds of divine protection and restoration over your life. These 7 layers of my glory will systematically dismantle the old patterns, the generational cycles, and the spiritual blockages that have kept you in a state of delay. We are moving beyond mere survival into a state of absolute authority. I am deploying my angels to stand at the 4 corners of your life. These rounds will cleanse your mind, restore your body, and open the gates of your destiny that have been rusted shut by years of discouragement. Prepare yourself, for the architecture of your reality is shifting. Each round will be more intense than the last, breaking chains you didn't even know were there. Stand tall, for the commander of heaven's armies is moving on your behalf. Lift up your eyes. I am calling for your undivided attention right now, for your focus has been held captive by the earth for far too long. Look away from the screen of your problems, away from the mountain of your debts, and away from the shadows of those who have betrayed your trust. For too long, you have been living with a horizontal perspective, measuring your worth by the broken mirrors of this world, and gauging your progress by the speed of those around you. But I am not a god of the horizontal. I am the Lord of the high places. When you look down at the waves, you begin to sink into the cold depths of anxiety. When you look only at the storm, your heart begins to fail. I am commanding you to shift your focus. Now, raise your gaze to the throne room where I sit, where every problem you currently face is smaller than a grain of dust beneath my feet. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, and there is nothing in your life, not one single detail, that is too complex for my hand to resolve or too heavy for my heart to carry. Your perspective is the gateway to your power. If you focus on the lack, you invite the spirit of poverty to make its home in your mind. If you focus on the pain, you invite the spirit of bitterness to poison your future. But when you align your vision with mine, you tap into the infinite reservoir of heaven's abundance. Stop trying to figure out the how and start looking at the who. I am the one who carved the canyons with my breath and set the stars in their precise orbits. Do you truly believe that the difficulties in your workplace, the tension in your home, or the silence in your bank account are too difficult for the mind that designed the intricacies of the universe? I'm calling you to a vertical alignment this very second. This means that your first response is no longer, "What will I do?" but rather, "What has my Father promised?" I have already declared that you are the head and not the tail. I have already promised that I will supply all your needs. Your circumstances are temporary, shifting like the sands of the desert, but my word is the rock of ages. Align yourself with the eternal right now. Feel the shift happening in your spirit as you consciously choose to look up. The atmosphere around you is changing because you have decided to stop staring at the giants and start staring at the giant slayer. When you align vertically, you become a divine conductor for my power to flow into the physical realm. You are no longer a victim of the earth's gravity or the world's systems. You are a citizen of a kingdom that knows no limits and recognizes no lack. Breathe in my peace and exhale the panic that has tried to suffocate you. This alignment is the absolute prerequisite for the rounds of breakthrough that are about to be unleashed upon your life. You cannot walk into a new season while clinging to the vision of the old one. Wash your eyes in the radiance of my glory. See yourself the way I see you, victorious, anointed and shielded by the fire of my love. The ground beneath you is shaking, not to swallow you, but to break open the hidden treasures I have buried for you. Keep your eyes locked on mine and do not look back. Your past is a closed book. Your future is an open heaven. I am now entering the first chamber of your captivity to shatter the gates of brass and cut the bars of iron asunder. For too long you have felt like life is passing you by while you remain frozen in a waiting room of my silence. I have heard the enemy whispering in your ear that you have missed your window, that you are too old, too late, or too broken to catch up with the destiny I wrote for you. But I am the Lord of the Sabbath and the Master of time. I am reaching into your past right now to redeem the years that the locusts have eaten. Every cycle of stagnation, every invisible barrier that has kept you walking in circles around the same mountain of frustration is being incinerated by my presence. You have lived in a season of almost, but almost is finished. I am breaking the spirit of delay that has held your feet in the mud of indecision and the mire of fear. This is not just a change of pace, it is a change of dimension. You are moving from a crawl to a flight, for I am making you soar on wings like eagles. Hear the sound of the chains snapping in the spirit realm. I speak directly to the spirit of procrastination, and the ghost of not yet your authority over my chosen one is revoked and destroyed. I declare a divine acceleration over your life that will make the world marvel and your enemies tremble. What should have taken 10 years to accomplish, I will bring to fruition in 10 months. Where you were delayed by the hands of men, the red tape of systems, or the schemes of the shadows, I am now clearing the path with the consuming fire of my glory. I am restoring the holy rhythm of your destiny. No longer will you watch from the sidelines as others move forward while you remain anchored to the same spot. I am aligning your every step with the heartbeat of heaven itself. The doors that were slammed shut in your face are not just being unlocked, they are being ripped off their hinges by my mighty hand. I command the clocks of your purpose to move forward with supernatural speed. The crushing weight of waiting is being lifted off your soul this very second. Close your eyes for a moment and breathe in the atmosphere of your freedom. Right now, I want you to feel the physical release manifesting in your body. Feel that heavy leaden weight that has been shackled to your ankles and your feet for years. Feel it falling away into the abyss. It is dissolving into nothingness. Your feet are becoming light, empowered by my strength, ready to run the race I have set before you without growing weary. You are no longer anchored to the failures of yesterday or the stagnation that plagued your ancestors. The ground beneath you is no longer sinking sand. It is the solid rock of my promise. The paralysis is gone. The hesitation is gone. The spirit of delay has been silenced, bound, and cast out of your life forever. I have marked this moment in the scrolls of eternity as the day your momentum returned with the force of a rushing wind. It is done, sealed. You are moving now, and nothing in the heavens or on the earth can stop the speed of my grace in your life. I am moving now into the inner sanctuary of your mind, the place where the enemy has tried to build a throne of noise. I have heard the whispers that haunt your quiet moments, those subtle, persistent voices that tell you that you are a fraud, that your best days are behind you, or that the disaster you fear is just around the corner. I have seen how these voices steal your sleep and drain your creative energy before you even begin your day. They echo the criticisms of people from your past, the cold judgments of those who didn't understand your heart, and the lies of the shadows that want to keep you small. But I am the Word that was in the beginning, and my voice is the only one that carries the weight of reality. Right now, I am walking through the corridors of your thoughts with a holy fire, and I am commanding every voice that does not speak my truth to be struck dumb. I rebuke the spirit of fear and the frequency of intimidation. Their season of shouting over my promises is over. I speak directly to the echoes of failure that have been replaying in your head like a broken record. Be silent. I speak to the anxiety that whispers about what-if scenarios that will never come to pass. Be still. I am the commander of the armies of heaven, and I am deploying my peace to stand guard over your gates of perception. You were never meant to be a container for the world's panic or the enemy's propaganda. I have given you a spirit of power, of love, and of a sound mind. I am quenching every fiery dart of self-doubt that has been launched against your confidence. Every lie that told you that you are not enough, that you are unloved, or that you are unprotected is being incinerated by the radiance of my presence. I am resetting the frequency of your internal dialogue to match the harmony of my throne room. You will no longer entertain the suggestions of the thief who comes only to steal your peace. I am your shield and your great reward, and my words of life are drowning out the shadows. Do you realize the authority I have placed within you? My beloved, you are not a passive listener to the noise of the world. You are a co-heir with my Son, and you carry my breath in your lungs. I have given you the power to bind and to loose. When those voices of fear rise up to challenge your destiny, I want you to remember that they must bow to the name that is above every name. You have the right to command the silence. I am strengthening your inner man right now so that you can stand in the midst of any mental storm and say, "Peace, be still," and the storm will obey you because you are mine. You are not a victim of your thoughts. You are the master of your mind under my grace. I am dismantling the strongholds of negative imagination and the patterns of catastrophic thinking. I am replacing the spirit of heaviness with the garment of praise. The voices that once made you tremble will now be the ones that flee in terror when you speak, for they recognize the roar of the Lion of Judah within you. Feel the shift that is taking place in your mind right now. Imagine your mind as a vast sky that has been covered by thick, dark clouds for a very long time. As I speak these words, I'm sending a divine wind to sweep those clouds away. Watch as the gray mist of confusion and the heavy darkness of dread are pushed back by the light of my glory. Your mind is becoming clear, bright, and vast, like the sky after a cleansing rain. The pressure behind your eyes is easing. The frantic pace of your thoughts is slowing down to a rhythmic, peaceful flow. You can see clearly again. You can breathe clearly again. The background noise of worry that you had become so used to is simply gone. In its place is a profound, holy silence, a silence where you can finally hear my heart beating for you. You are safe. You are sound. Your mind is restored to its original divine order. It is done. Sealed. The voices of fear have no place here anymore. I am now reaching into the very fabric of your physical existence, for your body is the temple of my Holy Spirit. And I have seen how the walls of this temple have been shaking. I have felt the weariness in your bones and the way your heart races in the middle of the night, caught in the grip of a phantom terror. Your nervous system has been in a constant state of fight or flight, burning through your vitality like a candle lit at both ends. I did not design your cells to live in a perpetual state of emergency, nor did I intend for your blood to be flooded with the toxins of constant stress. Right now, I am placing my hands over your nervous system to reset the electrical currents of your being. I'm speaking directly to your brain, your spine, and every nerve ending that has been frayed by the friction of life. I command the production of stress hormones to cease and be balanced by my divine hand. I am flushing out the poison of cortisol and replacing it with the soothing oil of my peace. Your body is not a machine to be driven into the ground. It is a sacred vessel that I am restoring to its original divine blueprint this very second. Hear the command of your creator cells. Return to your holy order. DNA align with the blueprint of perfection I wrote for you before the foundations of the world were laid. I am breathing my life into your organs, rejuvenating your marrow and strengthening your immune system. Every part of you that has felt brittle, aged by grief, or exhausted by the relentless struggle of the world is receiving a fresh infusion of heavenly energy. I am the life and the resurrection, and that same power is coursing through your veins right now, chasing out every infirmity and every shadow of fatigue. You are not just a physical being. You are a spiritual entity clothed in flesh, and I am ensuring that your flesh can sustain the weight of the glory and the blessing I am pouring into your spirit. Feel the warmth of my presence traveling like a gentle fire from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet, repairing what was broken, knitting together what was torn, and reviving what has long been dormant within you. Before we move deeper into this restoration of your very life force, I want you to exercise the authority of your voice and your movement. Type it again in the comments below. No door is open to fear. Your words are not just letters on a screen. They are instruments of spiritual authority that solidify this healing in the physical realm. And as you make this declaration, press the like button now. Let this be your signal of agreement, allowing this shield of health to reach others who are currently battling in the shadows of silence. Subscribe to this sanctuary, for this is your new rhythm, a daily cycle of protection, clarity, and peace that will keep your vessel full and your spirit sharp. Do not let the chaotic rhythm of the world dictate your pulse any longer. Let my word be the steady, calm beat that guides your life and preserves your health every single day. Take a long, deep breath with me now. Feel your lungs expanding fully, taking in the oxygen of my grace. As you exhale, imagine every bit of tension, every knot in your stomach, and every spasm of stress leaving your body and dissolving into the light. Your breathing is becoming deep, rhythmic, and even. The crushing pressure that has sat upon your chest like a lead weight for weeks is lifting, making your heart feel light, buoyant, and free. You're no longer gasping for air in a world of suffocation. You are breathing the pure atmosphere of my kingdom. I'm smoothing out the jagged edges of your weary soul and restoring the rhythm of your sleep. You will lay down in peace and your sleep shall be sweet, for I am the one who watches over you. Your biological system is now recalibrated to the frequency of divine rest. Your strength is being renewed like the eagle's. It is done, sealed. You are restored from the inside out. I am now turning my gaze toward the invisible walls that have stood between you and the abundance I promised before you were even born. I have seen the way you have labored in the heat of the day, pouring your heart and soul into your work, only to find your harvest stolen by hands you cannot see. I have watched the frustration in your spirit when every path to promotion seemed blocked by a glass ceiling, and every financial breakthrough was met with an unexpected crisis that drained your reserves. You have wondered if you are destined to live in a state of just enough or not quite, but I am here to tell you that the spirit of lack is a liar and its lease on your life has expired. I am the creator of the gold and the silver, the owner of the cattle on 1,000 hills, and I am dismantling the strongholds of poverty and purpose blockage that have sought to keep you small. These walls are not made of stone, they are made of shadows, and they cannot stand against the radiance of my intent for your life. I am the Lord of the breakthrough, and I am speaking directly to the systems of frustration that have sabotaged your efforts at the 11th hour. I am opening doors for you in high places that no man, no government, and no spiritual adversary can ever shut. I command the gates of opportunity to swing wide on their hinges for my chosen one. I am releasing a divine speed into your career and your calling that will defy the logic of the marketplace. Where others have seen a desert, you will see a garden. Where others have seen a dead end, you will see a highway of holiness. I am aligning you with the right people, the right ideas, and the right resources at exactly the right time. You are moving out of the season of survival and into the season of divine provision, where your work will no longer be a source of sorrow, but a platform for my glory. I am restoring the joy of your purpose and the fruit of your labor. Notice the physical shift occurring within you right now as this round of deliverance reaches its peak. That sharp, gnawing contraction in the pit of your stomach, the one that flares up every time you look at a bill, think about your bank account, or worry about your future, is dissolving. It is being replaced by a warm, powerful surge of action energy. You can feel the tension in your gut loosening, allowing the breath of life to flow freely through your core. You're no longer paralyzed by the how, because you are being fueled by the who. The heaviness that made it hard to even start your day is vanishing, replaced by a divine hunger to move forward into the territory I've prepared for you. You are filled with a supernatural confidence that you are well supplied and fully equipped. The coiling fear of the future is gone. Your stomach is calm, your spirit is bold, and your energy is rising to match the magnitude of the assignment I have placed upon your life. It is done, sealed. Your gates are open. I am now moving deeper than your own memory, going back through the corridors of time to the very roots of your family tree. I have seen the patterns that have repeated themselves for generations, the same shadows of anxiety, the same cycles of lack, and the same ghosts of failed relationships that haunted your parents and their parents before them. You have often felt like you were fighting a battle that didn't start with you carrying a weight that wasn't entirely your own. You wondered why certain fears seemed hardwired into your blood, or why failure seemed to be an unwritten law in your lineage. But I am the Ancient of Days, and I am here to tell you that the buck stops with you. You were not born into your family to suffer their same defeats. You were sent into your lineage to be the one who breaks the cycle. I'm applying the cleansing fire of my spirit to your genetic code and your spiritual heritage, burning away the residue of every curse, every spoken word of defeat, and every habit of darkness that has been passed down to you. Hear my sovereign decree. You are the designated circuit breaker of your bloodline. I'm drawing a line in the sand this very moment, and I declare that the shadows of your past have no permission to cross into your future. I'm disconnecting you from the frequency of ancestral failure and grafting you into the vine of my eternal peace. Where there was a legacy of worry, I'm establishing a legacy of trust. Where there was a history of poverty, I'm establishing a covenant of abundance. You are not a prisoner of your DNA. You are a child of the Most High God, and your true heritage is one of victory and light. I am rewriting the story of your house. The struggles that defined your ancestors will be the very things that define your triumph, for I am turning the family curse into a family crown. You are the first of a new generation that walks in the fullness of my favor, and the light you carry will illuminate the path for every generation that follows you. As I speak these words of liberation, pay attention to the sensations in your body. There is a specific tension in your neck and the back of your shoulders that has felt like a heavy yoke, as if you were literally tied to the weight of the past. Right now, Feel the invisible cords of generational bondage fraying and snapping under the heat of my presence. One by one, the ropes that bound you to the mistakes and the miseries of those who came before you are breaking apart. Your shoulders are dropping as the burden is lifted. Your neck is becoming free to move, no longer stiffened by the pride or the pain of your history. You feel a lightness in your spirit that you haven't known since childhood. You're standing taller, unburdened and unchained. The past no longer has a grip on your heels. You are walking into a clean new day with a name that I have washed and a future that I have secured. It is done, sealed. Your bloodline is redeemed. Now, my precious one, I want you to take a long, slow breath and let the silence of my presence wrap around you like a warm, seamless garment. The thunder of the battle has faded, and the smoke of the broken chains has cleared. We have moved through the fire, and now we sit beside the still waters. I am lowering the frequency of the world around you so that you can hear the rhythm of my heart, beating in perfect unison with your own. Do not feel the need to rush to the next task or the next worry. In this sacred pause, there is no clock, there is no deadline, and there is no expectation other than for you to simply be. You have fought well, you have listened well, and now you have earned this moment of divine repose. This is the Sabbath of your soul, a sanctuary that I have built in the middle of your week, in the middle of your life, where the noise of the world cannot penetrate. Rest your weary head against my shoulder, and let the tension in your mind dissolve into the infinite ocean of my grace. Understand this truth, for it will be your anchor in the days to come. Peace is not merely a feeling that comes and goes like the tide. Peace is not just the absence of conflict or the silence of your enemies. Peace is an atmosphere. It is the very climate of my kingdom, and it is the environment I'm establishing within you right now. You do not have to go searching for peace in the external world, for I have planted the seed of tranquility deep within the soil of your spirit. When the world outside becomes chaotic, you can retreat into this inner chamber where I dwell. You are no longer a person trying to find peace. You are a person who carries peace into every room you enter. This peace is your authority. It is the steady hand on the wheel when the wind howls. It is the quiet confidence that says all is well even when the eyes of the flesh see only shadows. You are breathing in the very air of heaven, and it is filling every corner of your being with a stillness that the world can neither give nor take away. As you sit in this stillness, I am renewing your perspective. You are realizing that you no longer need to strive or struggle to earn my love or to secure your future. The heavy lifting has been done. The victories have been sealed. Your only assignment in this moment is to receive. Let my peace saturate your thoughts until they become as clear as a mountain lake. Let it seep into your muscles and your bones until every trace of the old fight or flight response is gone. You are safe. You are held. You are profoundly loved. This atmosphere of rest is your new baseline. From this day forward, when anxiety tries to knock on the door of your heart, it will find no place to stay, for the house is already full of my quietness. You are learning to walk through the fire without being burned, and through the flood without being overwhelmed, because you carry the sanctuary of my presence inside of you. Be still, my child, and know that I am God. Know that I am your Father. Know that I have already seen the end from the beginning, and it is beautiful. Your rest is your weapon. Your stillness is your strength. Sit here with me for a while longer, for in this peace everything you have been searching for is finally finding you. Listen to the sound of your own heart as it beats with a new resonant strength. I am the divine alchemist, and right now I'm performing a holy reversal within the very core of your being. For years, the enemy has tried to use the pressure of your life to crush you, but I have used that same pressure to forge you. Every tear you shed in secret has been transformed into a pearl of wisdom. Every moment of crushing despair has been refined into the diamond of your character. The world looked at your struggles and saw a victim, but I looked at your endurance and saw a warrior of peace. I am taking the very weapons that were formed against you, the loneliness, the betrayal, the lack, and I am turning them into the tools of your authority. You are no longer defined by what you have been through. You are defined by what you have overcome through my grace. The labels that were slapped onto your soul by people who couldn't see your light are being peeled away and burned in the fire of my presence. You are not the person who was hurt. You are the person who was healed to lead others out of the darkness. Today, I am handing you a new name and a higher rank in the spiritual realm. I am upgrading your identity from the one who is hunted to the one who is anointed. The spirit of the victim, which always asks, "Why me?" is being replaced by the spirit of the victor, which declares, "Watch me." I am stripping off the rags of your past shame and clothing you in a robe of righteousness and a mantle of power. You have been trained in the secret place of suffering, and now you are being promoted in the public place of purpose. Do not look back at the person you were before this message began, for that person no longer exists. You have been born again into a position of spiritual dominance. I'm setting a crown of beauty upon your head where there were once ashes of mourning. Your identity is no longer rooted in your performance or your failures, but in your position as my beloved child, a co-heir to everything I possess. You are a monument of my mercy, a living proof that no storm can destroy what I have built. You walk now with a divine covering that the world cannot see, but the darkness must respect. You are not walking alone through the valley. You are walking with the King of Kings, and your very shadow carries the fragrance of my kingdom. From this moment on, your words will carry a weight they never had before. When you speak, you're not merely making sounds. You are releasing decrees. When you say, "I am blessed," the heavens respond. When you say, "I am protected," the shield thickens. You move with the authority of the throne because you have learned to yield to the King of the throne. You walk in coverage, you talk with clarity, and you act with the boldness of a lion. The intimidation that used to make you shrink has lost its power over you. For you now know whose you are and who is within you. You are the light of the world, a city set on a hill that cannot be hidden. Your presence alone will now shift the atmosphere of rooms for you, carry the silence of the storm and the fire of the breakthrough. Walk tall, my warrior, for the reversal is complete. You have been upgraded for the assignment that awaits. Now that I have restored your soul and shattered the chains of your past, I am placing within your spirit the 5 blueprints of wisdom to maintain the territory we have reclaimed together. These are not burdens, but the rhythms of a life lived in my favor. First, I am calling you to the holiness of rest. I created the heavens and the earth in 6 days and rested on the 7th, not because I was tired, but to set a divine pattern for your well-being. Do not mistake busyness for fruitfulness. To rest is an act of supreme trust. It is your way of saying, "Father, I trust that you are working, even when I am still." Ensure your body receives the sleep it requires, and your soul receives the silence it craves. Second, I am teaching you the architecture of healthy boundaries. Your time, your energy, and your anointing are sacred resources. It is not unloving to say no to that which drains your spirit or pulls you away from my purpose. I'm giving you the discernment to know who belongs in your inner circle and who belongs at the gate. Protect the temple I have built within you, for you cannot pour from an empty vessel. The third movement of wisdom is the liberation found in the fire of forgiveness. I am not asking you to excuse the actions of those who hurt you, nor am I asking you to trust those who have proven untrustworthy. I'm asking you to release the heavy residue of their debt so that it no longer tethers you to the scene of your pain. Forgiveness is the key that unlocks the door of your own prison. Let the past go so that your hands are free to receive the new blessings I am bringing. Fourth, I command you to guard the gates of your mind. Be vigilant about what you allow to enter through your eyes and ears. The world feeds on a diet of fear, scandal, and catastrophe, but you are a citizen of a different kingdom. Turn away from the noise of negative news and the toxicity of comparison. Feed your soul on the bread of my truth and the beauty of my creation. What you consume in the secret places will determine the strength you show in the public squares. Finally, I invite you to start every sun-drenched morning with a simple, short whisper to me. Before the world demands your attention and the digital shadows clamor for your gaze, give me your first fruits of thought, a simple thank you. Father, or lead me today, is enough to align your frequency with my throne. This morning prayer is not a ritual. It is a spiritual compass that ensures you do not wander into the thickets of anxiety. These 5 steps are the seeds of a sustainable victory. I'm not looking for perfection, but for your presence. I'm not looking for a servant who follows rules, but for a child who follows my heartbeat. As you walk out these wisdom steps, you will find that the peace we have established today will not be a fleeting visitor, but a permanent resident in your home. You are learning to walk in the light as I am in the light, and in this partnership, there is no limit to the heights we will reach. Carry this wisdom in your heart, for it is the treasure of the wise. The silence of the enemy you hear now is not a coincidence. It is a total and absolute surrender. I have spoken, and the spiritual atmosphere of your life has been permanently altered. The battle that you entered this moment fighting has already been decided in the high courts of heaven, and the verdict is in your favor. The heavy chains that were once dragging behind you, leaving scars in the earth, are now nothing but dust on the path of your past. I have seen your endurance through the long nights of silence. I have honored your faith when it was no larger than a mustard seed, and now I am crowning your journey with a victory that no shadow can diminish. You are standing on the threshold of a future so bright that your previous fears will seem like nothing more than a fading dream in the morning light. I am here, I have always been here, and I will continue to go before you as a consuming fire and follow behind you as a faithful shield. Your tears have been traded for the oil of joy, and your mourning has been replaced by the garment of praise. Now, before you step out into the world with this newly forged authority, we must lock this blessing into the very foundation of your physical reality. Do not let the thief steal what has been restored to you today through distraction or doubt. Seal this prophecy now and forever. Declare your victory to the heavens and the earth so that every spirit of darkness knows its legal right to torment you has been revoked. Type this final seal in the comments right now. It is done. My future is guarded. By writing these words, you are anchoring the divine shift into the physical world, creating a permanent marker of the day your life changed forever. This is your decree of independence from the kingdom of fear. This is your announcement to the universe that you are under the direct, unceasing protection of the Almighty. As you type it, feel the weight of my promise settling into your spirit, immovable, eternal, and rock solid. As you move forward from this divine encounter, remember that what I have started in you today, I am faithful to bring to full and glorious completion. You are no longer just a survivor of the storm. You are the one who has learned to command the winds in my name. Walk with your head held high, for you carry the royal seal of the King upon your very soul. The people you meet and the places you go will feel the shift in your presence, for you no longer carry the frantic frequency of the world's panic, but the deep, resonant harmony of my peace. Your future is not a terrifying mystery to be feared, but a vast garden of purpose to be explored. Every step you take is now guided by my light, and every word you speak is backed by the authority of the throne. You are my light in a dark world, my voice in the silence, and my hands in the holy work of restoration. Do not shrink back, for the entire host of heaven is standing in ovation for your journey. Stay connected to this source of life and continue to walk with this growing family of believers who move in the same authority. Subscribe to this channel. Now this is your commitment to a new rhythm of life where protection, clarity, and peace are your daily bread, not just occasional visitors. What I have done here today is only the beginning of the wonders I've stored up for you in this new season. By pressing the subscribe button and the like button one last time, you are signaling to the heavens that you are ready for the continuous flow of my revelation. Walk in authority. My beloved, for you are shielded, you are chosen, and you are profoundly loved beyond measure. Do not leave this sacred space. Just yet there is more I wish to reveal to your heart. Move forward now into the next message to lock in this victory and receive the divine acceleration and nighttime protection I have prepared for your next level. The next door is already opening. Step through it in confidence